When a former shot caller for the South Side Compton Crips named Keffe D gave a statement to a federal task force in 2008 alleging his gang's involvement in Tupac's murder. One interesting side story was Keffe's claim that his lowrider was used in the music video for Usher's 1994 track, Can You Get With It?
And after that, they used my car on the video.
Which car was that?
The 64 Chevy I had.
What color was it?
Brown. It was Usher video, and Puff was driving the car. Usher first song ever, he was in a Laker uniform. And he had the little kid dancing on my car when he got back. It was fucked up, and he paid to get it repainted.
In fact, I think Keffe may have even implied that Usher, who was a teenager at the time, wanted to buy his car.
Like 16, 15 years old.
14, yeah, and the little kid. Mama, can I buy the car? Yeah.
But this was not the first, nor the last time that the Southside Crips would allegedly be associated with music videos and with the music industry at large. And these connections will probably surprise you. In the 1990s, Keffe's family reportedly had their own custom car shop on Long Beach Boulevard in Compton, named Compton Hydraulics. In fact, Keffe claimed that the money for the damage allegedly done to his car in the Usher video was paid to Compton Hydraulics.
How'd you get the money? Was it a cash check?
It was a check. It was like from,
Bad Boy?
Yeah.
In the name of Keith Davis?
No, we put it in Compton Hydraulics.
And the Southside Classic Car Club was reportedly well known in the region, and apparently well known to music video producers. But there are also some personal connections. Rap legend Eazy-E grew up in the neighborhood bordering Southside Crips territory, in the Kelly Park Compton Crip neighborhood, and Keffe's brother, Kevin, allegedly became friends with Eazy. So it's no surprise that in 1993, when it came time to make the video for Eazy's Real Motherfucking G's, at least one Southside ride allegedly made it into the video. This car, Gangster of Love, supposedly belonged to either an alleged Southsider who went by the name Big Spank, or to one of Keffe's family members. This track features another rapper named B.I.G Knockout, who was allegedly associated with Compton's Nutty Block Crips, and who claims he was best friends with Keffe's nephew, Orlando Anderson, who Keffe claimed fired the shots that killed Tupac. And this is believed to be Win Prince, who was one of Keffe's best friends, who we saw in the photo with Keffe at the beginning of this episode. And throughout the video, there are several guys holding up a Southside plaque, wearing Seattle Mariners gear with the S on the hat that Southside were known to wear, and even flashing S signs. And in this shot, Eazy is wearing a blue hat with a yellow S on it that is popular with Southsiders. That same year, in August of 1993, an artist named Melo would give Southsiders their most screen time yet, featuring 3 out of 4 of the guys that Keffe would claim were in the white Cadillac when the shots were fired that killed Tupac in Las Vegas just 3 years later.
Keffe D turns around to hand the gun to the back seat, attempting to give it to DeAndre Smith, who would be in the best position to shoot. DeAndre resists, puts his hand up and says, "Nah, no thanks, not me."
I gave it to Dre, and Dre was like, no. And Lane's like, give it, pop it to it.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, he rolled down the window, popped.
The track was called Blaze It Up. One of the opening shots appears to show DeAndre Smith, aka Big Freaky, dozing off. Smith was allegedly in the back seat with Orlando Anderson when the fatal shots were fired at Tupac. I suspect this video may have also been filmed in Southside's neighborhood, and I wonder if any of the lowriders were Southside cars again. At 1 minute and 47 seconds into the video, we have Tupac's alleged killer himself, Orlando Anderson, center screen, shooting dice. At one point, the music video switches to a house party, and in this shot, we have Keffe D on the left, his good friend Win Prince in the middle, and DeAndre Smith again on the right with his hood up. At one point, Keffe gets his girl taken away, and when he starts to go after her, Smith steps in and stops him. This same party footage also appears to show Orlando Anderson again briefly, wearing sunglasses. and I think he appears again later in the same hat in a big street scene outside. After Tupac was killed in Las Vegas, the legend goes that Orlando Anderson was paid by Death Row to testify on Suge Knight's behalf, to keep Suge from going back to prison for the beatdown of Anderson that happened at the MGM Grand the same night Tupac was fatally shot. Supposedly, Anderson used that money from Death Row to launch his own label called Success Records, possibly with the help of his uncle Kevin, using knowledge about the music business that Kevin had supposedly learned from Eazy. For his part, Anderson's half-brother denied that money from Death Row was used and that he funded it himself from acting jobs. Either way, Orlando Anderson didn't live to see his label succeed because he was killed in a Compton shootout in 1998. The following year, his half-brother released the label's only mixtape in honor of Anderson, called Platinum Heat. DeAndre Smith also tried to get into the music business, launching his own Compton-based label called Runoff Records, and releasing a mixtape in 2003, a year before Smith's own death from health issues. But before he died, the offices for his Runoff Records in Compton were reportedly raided by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Narcotics Bureau in June 2003, who seized drugs and arrested 2 men. Smith wasn't present and avoided arrest. And speaking of starting labels, Keffe has even claimed that he played a role in getting some of the funds that helped start Death Row Records, making a reference to an alleged former kingpin in Compton.
Man, I started that music industry. I mean, that Death Row shit, man.
With Tap.
I did the work for that shit.
Okay.
So it seems that when the rap scene in Compton blew up in the 90s, launching multiple superstar artists and music labels, everyone there wanted to take a shot at starting the next Death Row. Few succeeded.